everyone, this is Tiffany from iHeartArtBlog.com, and I'm this week's Mixability Challenge hostess over at SplitCoastStampers.com. And for my challenge, MIX79, I want everybody to get their glue, their gel medium, or their glaze like I've done, and I want you to mix it with any coloring medium that you have on hand. It can be your gelatos, your re-inkers, your paint dabbers, your acrylic paints, your oil paints, your letterpress paints, anything that you have on hand. I want you to mix that with glue, and I want you to see the cool outcome. So for my card tutorial today, I'm just going to share some tips that I have for creating these cool shiny drips that I have on my card. So let's begin. For today's tutorial, we'll need the following supplies. I'm using gelatos, but you can use any paint medium or re-inker, any coloring medium that you might have on hand. I'm using bubblegum, snow cone, and margarita mixed gelatos. I'll also be using glaze, and glaze is just sort of like a glue. It's used to seal projects, and it dries shiny. You can also use gel medium, Elmer's glue if you have that on hand, Mod Podge, any glue types medium that you have. And then as far as tools go, I like to use a palette with these little wells in them. I'll be using a palette knife or a spatula, a paintbrush for blending, a dropper tool, and then my collapsible water cup filled with water. To make the perfect drips that look like popsicle or ice cream or sherbet drips, all you have to do is color some of your gelatos into a palette. You can use any paint or re-inker or other coloring pigment. I'm just going to use gelatos because they're water soluble. And then once you've colored that down, you add just a tiny drop of water into each of them, and this will just help make them a little bit easier to drip onto your page. And then you take a clean palette knife or spatula and drop some in each well. So once you're done blending the gelatos, water, and glaze mixture, it should look really creamy and it's just sort of like colored glue, which is basically all that we did. So now you take your dropper, and I'm going to start with my lightest color, and I'm just going to drip it at the top. So you just take a dropper and you suck in your mixture and you drip it from the top. You can see how it helps if you tap your page lightly onto your work surface. So now I'm just going to move on to the other colors. So once you have your drips done, you just set that aside upright to dry. So once your drips are dry, it'll look like this. This is almost dry, but they dry shiny, and they have a bit of dimension to them, and some of them even dry with some air bubbles that add to that sort of ice cream or melted popsicle effect. And now I'm just going to piece together my card. I'm using 2 stamp sets from the Stamps of Life. I'm using Pops to Eat and Patterns for Pops. It's basically just a twin popsicle builder type stamp set. And I created my little embellishment here with my main image and sentiment, enjoy, and I added a little black enamel heart. Again, this was Tiffany from iHeartArtBlog.com, this week's SplitCoastStampers.com Mixability Challenge hostess, and this card was created for my challenge, MIX79 Glued. So I can't wait to see all of your glue and color medium creations. Thanks for watching.